Well, the market is certainly climbing the ladder out of last year's hole, and it's a little bit overbought. So we're going to dive into the details. My name is Brian Cannon. Welcome to Markets in 5. All right, there's a lot of things going on in this chart, so I'll take it slow. We'll go through each section. I think it'll start to make sense. But essentially, the market obviously, last year found itself in a major hole. So I labeled this Markets in 5 video as, climbing the ladder out of the hole. And when I mean ladder, I mean this up channel trend that we're starting to form. If you kind of look at each layer of the trend, it starts to look like a rungs on a ladder that you're just kind of slowly starting to climb through. So there's a lot of very good positive things that are actually happening in this price action we've had as of late. We've eclipsed the market's most recent high, which was set back in August of last year. So that's a very, very positive sign. We've got to, I would feel better the more we distance ourselves from that peak, so that it doesn't come out and be a fake break. But that's I'll take it. That's good news. We're heading up. And if you look at the various rungs on this ladder or channel trend, essentially we've kind of broken through positively to the upside, the middle channel, and that's a very good constructive move. Now, one thing that I would point out is that the market is overbought right now. So I do anticipate a pullback. Now, the market can stay overbought for a period of time. But I would say there's a little bit of risk right now of a pullback, and I would think that any sort of major pullback at this point or minor pullback would be a buying opportunity. But essentially, RSI is for the most part stayed in positive territory over the last 6 or 8 months of this move, which has been very, very positive. We do not have a MACD crossover yet. So obviously each time the MACD is crossed over, the market has had a little bit of trouble and pulled back. All of the moving averages are all pointing up. So really, the only thing that doesn't look that attractive at this point is the fact that RSI is overbought. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of trades from our Cannon IQ strategy. But before I do that, I want to kind of point something out that I think is very interesting. So, if we kind of go back to the SPY or the S&P 500 last year with the major pull down, and then this year kind of the breakout and this channel trend we just kind of talked about on the last screen. As the market was, putting off sell signals, what's interesting is if we go and we look at the energy section. So in 2022, where the S&P went down, call it 20%, energy was kicking off a buy signal saying, hey, look over here, buy this. And, so that's what's got us pretty excited about our strategy, is that when, not every sector, not every part of the market moves in tangent. They all kind of sometimes have a beat to their own path. So, so when the S&P was heading down and NASDAQ was heading down and everything was getting crushed, guess what? Oil and energy was heading up. All right, now for a couple of trades that we've had where our Cannon IQ signal kicked off good signals. So this is Amazon, and on March 16th this year, it kicked off a buy signal. And so we've been in this trade for a while. And it's still in a nice uptrend. In fact, it's recently kind of broken out of some resistance levels to the upside and it's continuing to run. So again, will this thing roll over at some point? Yeah, sure, it absolutely will. And when it does, we'll get a sell signal and we'll take our profits and move on. But right now, we're still in a buy signal on that. Now, another trade that we got a buy signal on was Lear. And we've only been in this trade for just a couple of weeks, really. And, kicked off a buy signal down here at 127. It's currently trading at 144 inside of just a couple of weeks. So really, really nice return in a very, very short period of time. Now, we may be getting close to taking profits. Came up and had some resistance. It couldn't, some sellers kind of started taking profits here. We may end up selling out of this one. I'm not sure if we'll hold it all the way to the sell signal or not. So you got to remember that, the buy signal isn't always going to buy the bottom, and it's never going to sell the top. So it plays the middle of the field pretty well, but it essentially is designed to again, keep you on the right side of the ledger, right? We want to have the uptrends, and we want to avoid the downtrends. So far, our strategy has been running really well. All right, so wrapping up this episode, you can see that the market's definitely climbing the ladder out of the hole, and that's really fantastic news. So there's some really good signals. A few warning signs, we're watching closely. But again, I think, with our Canon IQ strategy, we're really looking at each position on a case-by-case basis. So again, not everything in the market runs exactly the same direction. So, we want to definitely find those buy signals and jump aboard the trend and try our best to stay on the right side of the ledger. So, but if you have any questions, give me a shout, and I look forward to seeing you on the next Markets in 5.